Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Stash Stitcher and my name's Kim. This video is all about the zip around wallet purse, and it follows in my mini series of bag stroke pouches that I've made since I got my sewing machine back following its service. And I have been drawn to this purse for a really long time. I've had the pattern in my stash like forever, and each time I've pulled it out, it's never been made up because it just got pushed aside and something else was taken priority. But because I've been making a few bags through the week since having my machine back, that I thought this was a great opportunity to make this purse. So why did I really want to make it? The reason mainly is I just liked how streamlined it was, because my existing purse is this thing here. It's a beautiful heavy leather purse, and it's really chunky. It's chunky before you put a single thing in it, and it takes so much space up in my bag. I normally wear a crossbody bag, and by the time I put this thing in, it has a habit of, it's got these things stick out, it just gets caught on the pockets inside my bag, and I have to keep sort of ramming it in to get it into position. And because it's so big and chunky, it takes up a lot of space. So I thought, right, let's make this zip around purse and see how we get on with it. So I've got it here, and you'll see straight away why I like it, because it's just smooth. There's nothing to get caught. It will fit into my crossbody bag, no problem at all. It doesn't get stuck on anything. It's really nice and streamlined. So first of all, I'll just go through some of the details before I open her up and show you what she looks like inside. This pattern is from Yoan Sewing Studios, and it is a free PDF. I'll put the link in the description below so that you can go and find it. And when you print off the PDF, it's just 3 pages of information. And this will provide you with information on fabric recommendations, fabric requirements, interfacing and stabilizer suggestions, and the notions that you will need to make up the purse. It also includes, more importantly, the cutting information, not just for the fabric, but also the interfacing. This works alongside her tutorial. So she has this excellent tutorial which I followed, and I found it was beautifully filmed and her directions were very clear and precise. The pattern says it's for intermediate, but I honestly believe, because her instructions are so clear, a beginner could make this. So Yoan has recommended that you use woven fabrics. So her recommendations are quilting cotton, canvas, linen, lightweight denim, light to heavyweight cotton. And she's also provided a list of recommended interfacing and stabilizers that work with those woven cottons. Now, obviously, I haven't used woven cotton at all. I'm never put off by experimenting with other fabrics, and I really did want to make it up in this fabric, or this faux leather, because this purse will work really well with my next project that you will see in a couple of days. So a bit of a teaser there for you. But I just wanted to experiment with it. If it didn't work, it was, you know, no big loss. Most of the things I made this out of come out of my stash. So if it didn't work, I would just sort of scrap it and probably have then reverted back to her recommended suggestions. But it has worked, and I wouldn't be put off on making something like this again in faux leather, though I've learnt a lot making this, and I would probably change a little bit in respects of the interfacing. Now, interfacing, as I said before, is a new area for me, and I think with bag making especially, there are so many different types out there that do so much. And I did, if you remember, I bought a sample pack of bag interfacing from Country Cow Designs, and I've got this little bundle here of all of the samples that they provided. And I will do a separate video going through all of these and showing you how they work. And I might buy some of them in so you can actually test them out on some of the fabrics. So bear with me. Now with my purse, I'm going to open her up so you can see her. And even the inside I haven't made with woven fabrics. I've used silk. And it's a silk that you've seen before. It's a faux silk, not a true 100% silk. But even so, it was laying around, and I just decided to use the scrappy bits of fabric to make the innards of this purse up. Now this purse is generally, how many slots are there? Are 6 card slots in it, an internal zipper and 2 slip pockets. So it's got a lot going on the inside. So here's the inside of my purse. So you might recognize this fabric. If I can show you here, you might recognize it's a Frida Kahlo fabric that I made a top out of a few weeks ago, and I still haven't been able to get that top on because I can't get my arm up still, but as soon as I can I will show it to you. So these are just scrappy bits of silk hanging around, so I just thought I would test it out. And the only thing I bought in that I didn't have was this turquoise silk to go with the fabric, and I bought, no, not turquoise silk, turquoise zip, sorry, from Amazon. It's a number 3 zip. I just wanted something that wasn't too bulky for inside the purse and match the fabric. Yeah, so you've got your internal coin pocket, you've got all of these fabulous card slots, and you have the 2 slip pockets either side. Now I haven't filled her up, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of go off camera and fill her up with all my bits and bobs so you can see what she looks like in comparison to my existing purse. Right, so here she is, full of all my sort of cards and coins and stamps, all the sort of things that I carry around. And this is my old purse that I've got, and you can see even with this one being empty, she is still chunky, so nice and slimline. I love it. So when I open her up, you can see everything's in there. It's all beautifully filled up, and the nice thing is the card slots aren't too tight, so you can get your cards out nice and easily. And the coins are in the middle section here. And on the sides I have my stamps, my glasses wipes, and on the other side I've got my paper notes. So she fits everything so nice. She's just really nice and compact, and you can get to everything. And the nice thing is that all around zipper closes everything in, so nothing falls out. She's a really nice, clean looking purse. So as you'd expect, I have my project sheet, and I've been writing lots of notes about this project and all of my bag projects that I've made this week. And on the back I've also made notes about changes that I've made to the pattern and possibly things that I would do next time that would improve the make. And the one important thing which I've forgotten to tell you about is the original design had D-rings attached to the back of the purse so that you could use a detachable strap if you wanted and wear it as a crossbody purse. Now I didn't want that. I wanted my purse to be completely smooth so it would just slip nicely into my bag. On the printout that you have, it has 2 exterior pieces, and all I did was extend it so it was just one exterior piece, so I got that nice smooth look to my purse, and that was a pretty straightforward adjustment. The other thing I might also do different next time is when she was making the curves on her purse, she actually drew around a reel, and I used a template that I had in my sewing room, and I think the rill gives you a tighter sort of curve, whereas mine's a little bit flatter. So I think I might try her version next time and just get my curves a little bit tighter. When I make clothes, I was always taught that when you use your interfacing, it should reflect the weight of your fabric. So if you're using a fine cotton lawn, for instance, the interfacing that you use with that fabric would also be a fine fusible interfacing. But with bag making, that completely goes out of the window, because the interfacing is used primarily to give it structure, and that's what I'm still trying to get my head around. So even on this purse, I have my faux leather, and I did interface it with some very fine fusible, so this 906F, and I only use this because I had it in my stash and this was a little bit of an experiment. So I used that so it was interfaced, and because I was using faux leather, I also used my pressing cloth, because this is 100% polyester. This and a hot iron obviously don't mix, so definitely use a pressing cloth if you're going anywhere near this sort of stuff. But inside, even though the exterior was interface, I'm quite happy with the softness of the exterior. But when it comes to the inside, the one thing I felt that needed a little bit more structure was the coin purse. So as I open it, it opens okay, but as I'm sort of trying to close it, there is no definite structure to the sides of the coin purse. So it doesn't close as smoothly as I think it would do if I had used a stiffer interfacing, even if I had used it either just on the exterior of the coin purse or the interior. And I think even if I maybe have picked something like a Decaville light, where it's got really nice structure, it's still very bendy and soft, that would have worked really well. The other thing I did was with my card slots, I still use this really lightweight 906F fusible, for the silk, and it worked out okay. But on the top of each of the card slots, I added this additional fusible, which I have in my stash, and I use it a lot in my garment making, and it's Straigh Grain tape. And I adhered that to each section of the card slot. So I've got that little bit of stiffness at the top of each of those card slots, because I felt that once the cards were going in and out, it just needed that little bit more stiffness, because there's more wear and tear in that area. And those card slots have worked out quite well. Yoan also used something called RFID blocking fabric. Now, I hadn't heard of this before, so I went and did a bit of research, and the RF stands for radio frequency, and it is generally put into bags to stop people from reading information off of your credit card, which I thought was an excellent idea. So I ordered some off of Amazon, and unfortunately it didn't come in time for me to put into my own purse, but I know I will definitely use it going forward. So when it arrived, it's quite curious stuff. So it's very, very thin. It's obviously made up with some sort of metallic thread, and it sits basically in between the exterior fabric and the lining, and it's so thin that it won't add any bulk to your project. So I think it's really worth maybe adding to any area of your project which holds credit cards. So the last thing I need to cover is just presser feet and needles. So primarily I use my walking foot mostly on the interior of my purse, because all of it was flat work and top stitching of the slot pockets and the slip pockets. And the other foot I used was my Teflon zipper foot, which came on really handy when I was top stitching the exterior of my purse across that faux leather. and those two pressy feet work really well in combination with my 80/12 and my 90/14 needles. So I think I've covered everything actually, so I think that's it for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed the content of this video, and if you have, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, it would be lovely if you could. And I will see you in the next couple of days, because my next make is the Caitlin purse, and I'm very excited to show you this, because this purse is going to, or bag, crossbody bag, is going to hold my lovely new purse that I've just shown you today. So see you in the next couple of days. Take care. Bye.